the backup server, but I couldn't connect to the normal ingestion server. Wow, that's what I mean. Every day it's something different.
Wow, yeah, this late afternoon makes paint jobs and cars on the track look absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, my little my pit box guy with that holds my sign, he's out here doing all
Yeah.
kinds of animations and stuff. He's all stanced out, ready for me to come in.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's cool as hell. They had a video on that where they were working on it a while back, and they
Oh,
said,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
they said that
I
was kind of
forgot all
like
about
the
that.
first stages of trying to get the full pit crew out there. You know,
Yeah,
because
he's looking pretty good.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know a lot of people were upset about them working on stuff like that instead of other things, but you know,
kind of
one
throws
step at a time.
the realism into it a little bit. You know,
Yeah, he looks real good too. It's not choppy at all. He's
yeah,
actually got really fluid movements.
cool.
Yeah, this is really cool.
The broadcast looks good.
Wow, yeah, there is. I mean, they have increased the load on the card just tremendously.
Mm-hmm. You know, you still only want your bottom slider on there. You only want that no more than 4064. Even if you have 3000 gigs of memory, you only want it 4064. The
For the RAM
Yeah,
usage,
yep, yep,
what did you say it is? 3,000,
4064. No more
4,064.
than that. They haven't. I don't know. They still haven't got that ironed out yet. Now maybe that would be more suitable when they get DirectX 12, if that ever happens. They
Yeah,
posted that in the forum quite a while, actually after the last build. And
I mean, gosh,
as far as I know, that hasn't changed.
yeah, I mean, even so, the current
Yeah,
load is like not even 2 gigs, it looks
yeah,
like, so,
yeah. You know, I've got
yeah.
32 gigs of RAM, and I'm thinking, okay, why do I have to tune it back to 4? But
Right.
if you're only using 2 gigs and you got it turned to 8, okay.
Well, yeah, what's it matter?
Yeah,
That's what I've got 16, and this game will probably never even come close to using that in the next
right.
20 years.
It's something with DirectX. I don't know. Now maybe that's changed in DirectX 11. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, you could probably lower it even more now because it's
right.
so well optimized.
Yeah. Now see my top slider I have set at 3033, which
I mean,
what what
see, yeah,
what you
I
wanted.
always had my top slider just maxed out to
Mm,
let it use the full graphics card.
right.
It never gave me issues. I don't know if there's a real particular setting that really helps with that. As long as you at
Yeah.
least have it what you can handle or lower.
Well, the track that is going to use the most, which we all know is probably Nurburgring, all right. Uh, when you go into that track, check and see what the current load is on that track, and then set it just a tick above that, and that's probably
Right.
going to be, that's all you're going to ever use.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you'd want to do it when there's many, many cars on the track.
Yeah, I guess actually in replay mode would be a good time to head over to the graphics tab and see the current load because it does show load when you're in replay mode on that graphics tab.
Right. hmm So
Because replay mode's a little bit more intensive as well.
so let's see, headlights. I got everything here. cars in high detail, pit objects high detail, event high detail, grandstands high detail, crowds. I probably should have that in high detail. Object particles I have in low detail. The reason why because it was real demanding. Now I probably could turn that to high detail now, but
Yeah, I would try getting all that stuff to high. It looks to me, like I said, like, I mean, I wasn't having issues before, but now the load is less than half that it was before with all that on high. So you definitely could.
yep. It didn't seem to. Of course, I'll probably have to leave and come back for that to take
Yeah.
effect. But yeah, it looks pretty good. They said you probably wouldn't notice a big difference. It's just going to be less demanding on your system.
Yep. I'm definitely noticing that.
Yeah, because like we played Left 4 Dead 2. I'll tell you what, man, that's a very highly demanding game on your graphics card for DirectX 9.
Oh yeah, especially when that's a DX9 game.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess it would be pretty demanding. That's a pretty old game nowadays, man. I remember playing that years ago.
But if you think about look at American Truck Simulator. They have day and night transition, sunbloom, they have rain, they have all this stuff in a DirectX 9 game. Why doesn't iRacing have all that? It's because of the engine they're using. I talked to Dwayne LaPrat about it. I said, why don't you talk them into trying to get in a different graphics engine? They're using a graphics engine that's like 15 years old,
Yeah.
Why don't they go to like the Unreal Engine or CryEngine? Those are like the best,
Yep. I think they've made their bed with their engine. They're gonna have to keep completely reworking it. I think now that they've got it, optimized to where they can have DX11 on it, we can.
Yeah.
This is gonna be, allow us to have day-night transitions finally.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be nice
But
to,
it's just
start a race at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and say the sun goes down at 6, and it transitions and changes the track conditions because of the shade, and that's what's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like Project Cars has that, and man.
Yeah. That's definitely what they're working towards. I know they've got it to where it's not dynamically changing, but if you go in and test the different times of day modes that you're now allowed to select, you do notice that the shadows and everything are dynamic and they are changing along with what time of day it is. So as soon as we can make it to where the time of day accelerates in game, those shadows and all that will move with it.
Yep. Yeah, we're turn 1, because it was in the sun before, might have been a little bit loose, but now you put it in the afternoon and it's in the shade, okay, it tightens it up a little bit,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it could make it a whole different racetrack.
And it was already a big difference with the last build when they introduced the dynamic tracks, because I mean, I'm sure you've seen it at some tracks, even as basic as it is now in that last build. You could run, if there was a shadow up on the high line, that's where you're going to be running because it was so much cooler up there already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this should make it pretty interesting.
What I've been hoping for is to get it sorted out enough, and I know you can't record something to be as good as the original. It's like recording your favorite TV show on VHS, okay, and you go back and watch it. It's not the same quality as it was when you watched it on TV, and recording it from off of OBS or XSplit or whatever you're using, it's hard to get away from the pixelization. When they're kind of going
when it's getting compressed. Yeah.
So, and until they can figure out something Now, did you see they have the record mode on that now? Did you
Yeah,
read that?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. I didn't see it just now, but
It's, what did they say? Control Alt Shift V, and it records it,
oh,
or
okay. Yeah, I
something
remember.
like that. Don't quote me
Yeah,
on that, but I seen that in the release notes.
yeah. I guess that's a button combination you have to press
Yeah.
to just make it enable. Because I didn't see a
Well,
button or anything
that's
for
what's
it.
yeah, that's what starts it. Now, if you want to change it, it created a new file in there, and you'd have to read in the release notes about it, but where you can actually go in there and change it because it defaults to 720p 30 frames a second.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I remember reading that. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously you'd want to change that.
yeah, you'd want to go to like the 60 frames a second, but you wouldn't want to use that in conjunction with OBS because that would like double
Oh
your
yeah,
freaking demand on your computer right there.
yeah. That's just a good thing for people that don't live stream. It seems
Mm-hmm.
like that just want to save some clips they got from
Yep.
something.
Yep. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm impressed. I like it. But I mean, I thought it looked great before. It was just when I